You know, we're all chasing this dream of building incredibly powerful AI agents. But what if the way we've been going about it is just kind of wrong? A recent talk from Anthropic has me thinking about a huge shift in perspective. What if we stop trying to build these single, monolithic agents, and instead we start building a library of reusable expert skills?
So here's the fundamental problem, right? Today's AI agents are ridiculously smart. They're like brilliant generalists. They can reason, they can tackle really complex problems. But the moment you ask them to do a specific professional job with total reliability time and time again, well, that's where you start to see the cracks. They've got the raw intelligence for sure, but they're missing that deep, consistent expertise of a real pro.
Anthropic has this fantastic analogy. Think about it. Who would you rather have do your taxes? A genius with a 300 IQ who has to figure out the entire tax code from scratch, or a seasoned accountant who just knows it inside and out? Yeah, you'd pick the reliable expert every single time. And right now, our agents are too often that brilliant but kind of inconsistent genius. The real goal is to turn them into the expert. Okay, so how do we actually make that leap from genius to expert? Well, Anthropic's answer is surprisingly simple, almost elegant. They call it agent skills.
So, if you want the formal definition, a skill is basically a package of procedural knowledge. You know, the step-by-step instructions an agent needs to get a task done right, every single time. But honestly, the real beauty here is just how simple this is in the real world.
And that's the big reveal. A skill, it's just a folder full of files. Seriously, there's no complicated new API, no special format you have to learn. And that simplicity is completely on purpose. It means you can manage these skills, you can version them, you can share them, using tools you and your team already use every day, like Git or Google Drive, or even just zipping them up. It's built to be accessible to everybody, not just a handful of AI researchers.
All right, so how on earth does a simple folder manage to supercharge an agent's abilities so much? Well, the magic isn't really the folder itself, it's all about how the agent uses what's inside it.
So a really key idea here is treating scripts like dynamic tools. See, unlike a rigid API that's set in stone, a script is just code. The agent can actually read it, understand it, and even change it if needed. And this is crucial because these tools live in the file system. They don't clog up the agent's limited working memory, its context window. This keeps the agent running fast and lean.
And here's a perfect example of this in action. The team at Anthropic noticed that their agent Claude was writing the same Python script over and over again to style presentation slides. So what did they do? They just told Claude, hey, save that script into a skill folder. And now its future self can just grab that tool instantly. It's way faster and way more consistent.
But you might be wondering, how does an agent manage hundreds of these skills without getting totally overwhelmed? The answer is this really clever process they call progressive disclosure. The agent starts off by just seeing a simple list of the skills it has available. It's only when it decides to use one that it actually loads the main instructions into its memory. It's this incredible efficiency that lets the whole system scale up.
Now this simple, scalable design, it's not just a theory, it's already creating a real-world ecosystem of skills. In just a few weeks, thousands of these have popped up, and they're starting to fall into a few clear categories. This whole ecosystem is really breaking down into three main types. First, you've got foundational skills. Think of these as core upgrades to the agent's general smarts. Then there are third-party skills, which come from partners who are integrating their own software. And finally, you have enterprise skills, which are all about capturing the unique internal know-how of a specific company. And these are not just ideas on a slide. This is happening for real, right now. We're seeing partners like Cadence building skills for scientific research. BrowserBase has one for complex web automation. Notion has one for deep research, and actual Fortune 100 companies are creating their own skills to make sure their internal coding standards are being followed. It's really happening.
But you know, maybe the most exciting thing about all this is who is building these skills. It's not just developers. You've got people in finance, in recruiting, in accounting who are building skills to automate parts of their own jobs. This just proves that the whole "it's just a folder" idea is working. It's making agent development accessible to the actual domain experts, not just the coders.
So, what does this all add up to? Well, what we're seeing is the emergence of a new kind of standardized architecture for how to build general-purpose agents, a new blueprint.
This new blueprint really has 4 key pieces. You've got the agent loop, that's the core that manages the model. You've got a runtime environment to actually run code. Then you have servers to connect to external tools and data. And now you have this absolutely vital 4th piece, the skill library, providing that specialized knowledge right when it's needed.
And the impact of this new blueprint, it is immediate and it is dramatic. Get this, just 5 weeks after launching this framework, Anthropic was able to roll out specialized agents for finance and for life sciences. They didn't have to build whole new models. They just gave their existing agent the right set of expert skills.
And that brings us to the ultimate vision for all of this, which, well, it's probably best understood through a really powerful analogy from the history of computing.
Okay, think back to the PC revolution. The raw AI models we have today, they're like the CPU, the processor, just pure raw potential. The agent runtimes that manage everything, that's the operating system. But where did the real revolution happen? It was with the apps. Skills are the apps of the AI era. They are the way that millions of people, not just programmers, are going to encode their unique expertise and solve real-world problems.
This creates this incredible compounding effect. As a team uses an agent, they're constantly teaching it new skills, making it smarter every single day. The agent you have on day 30 is just vastly more capable than it was on day 1. And then, when a new person joins that team, they instantly get an expert assistant that already knows the team's collective wisdom.
This framework finally makes that abstract idea of continuous learning for AI a real, tangible thing. The skill folder gives it a standard format, so now anything the agent learns and writes down as a script or a set of instructions can be saved and used by its future self. The learning is no longer just lost into thin air.
So if we really lean into this powerful analogy, that models are the processors, runtimes are the operating systems, and skills are the applications, it leaves us with a truly exciting question. In this brand new era of computing, what expertise are you going to package into a folder? What problem are you going to solve? What will you build?